Right, this is the new project, BMW e30. It's a rally car. It's been used in rallies. It's MSA logbooks, well, passported now. It's a pretty solid shell. I've had a good look around it, and I found a tiny bit of rust, but easy to get to and nothing serious, which is very unusual for these cars. I've known the car for 10, 15 years, and out of all that time it's been not used for a lot of it and kept in a garage. So it's a good base to work from. What happened was, it was in a garage, it was always going to get built, never did. Someone bought it and used it as a 325i with a standard 6-cylinder engine in it. Then he upgraded to a 4-cylinder Ford Cosworth engine, put a Quaife dog box in it, slip diff, Willwoods, 4 pots all round, bias pedal box, right through it really. It was a proper car, but unfortunately I had an accident, crashed it, bent the front end, didn't want it after that, so I bought it off him with the intention of, I was building an e30 myself, the Rothmans one, so I needed, I had the same gearbox, but I didn't have a prop shaft. I needed a prop shaft, I wanted the rear brakes, there was loads of useful bits I needed off it, seats, harnesses, fire extinguishers. Rather than buying them all, I took them off this car and I sold everything I could sell that was of any value. The engine, the brakes, pedal box, suspension. So I'm basically left with a good shell, which I sent to a body shop and they put it on a jig. So they pulled it straight, it was touch and go. When I sent it there, no one knew how bad it was. So he put it on the jig, he said it's now straighter than it was when it came out of the factory, it's within more tolerance. So that's all been straightened, which is great. It was all a bit lopsided when it went, and when it came back it's all level and perfect. I have replaced the bottom arms and the rear arms. I've put a 5-stud conversion on it. I'll show you that in a minute. What I've done is measured up from the front to the rear wheel, both sides, and it's exactly the same, tracking spot on. So I've got to check the camber and car start, but I've got adjustable top mounts to put on that, so that can iron those out. But presumably, as it's all where it should be spot on anyway. I've got, because I've been building my car, I've used a lot of bits off this. I've used the fuel tank, but I have got another fuel tank. I've got loads of bits because I have been collecting bits for these cars, and I always had the intention of building this back up as a rally car. And now's the time to get it done. I've got, engine-wise, I've got an M44 4-cylinder 1900s with throttle bodies on, which is the engine I was using in the Rothmans car, just to get it up and running, check the gearbox out, make sure diff works and all that. So that engine's pretty good. I know it works. I've just got to put a air fuel meter on it to find out if it's rich or lean. It's got an adjustable fuel pressure, whatever it is. Anyway, so I can sort that out. I've done e36 compact rear arms on the back to make it 5-stud, so that's extended it out. I think they're 5mm wider. The front has got IRP, independent racing products, 5-stud converters, which extends the front out about 5mm. I like the 5-stud hubs because all my wheels are 5-stud. I did have loads of 4-stud wheels with these, but I sold it because I needed to get my money back. So I haven't got any 4-stud wheels. I've only got 5-stud, so it's a bit awkward. I've been borrowing wheels to move it about. So I can I've got loads of 5-stud wheels, I can use those, and you can still get hold of them. 5 Series, the basket weaves, they look good, they suit the car, they've got a bigger offset, they work well, so you can get 15-inch, 16-inch. At the moment it's just got what I had lying about on it, just from bits and pieces. I am trying to have a sort out and get through everything. Right, I'll walk you around the car and you can see what's what. Right, the pretty good condition. They're the 5-stud hubs in the rear, the compact ones, using standard brakes. It's got, bring the torch around, I've done that. Let's get inside. Perspex windows, it's got a roof vent, refitted. It had a heated screen, but that's in my car now, my other car. It's got removable seat rails, make it easier. Hydraulic handbrake. Now this is all the dash bits that came out, so that was cut to go into the dash opening, but I didn't like it. It didn't have a speedo. The wiring, all this wiring is part of the wiring that came with it. There was a lot more, and this is just for the add-on bits that came. And yeah, I'd rather just go back to standard. It's got a electrical isolator. Yeah, which is great, I like those. Those were the fuel pipes that were running inside the car, probably go back to external. It's got a map light, a 6-point roll cage. That's, well, I've taken the door bars off just because it's easier to get in and out. That, I haven't even opened that. Apparently inside that box is new plastic grills. He bought them straight after he crashed it. I've got to get the fuel tank in it. It's got helmet net, bits of the front steering wheel. That's not the steering wheel that came with it. I've had that. Plastic all round windows. So it's all. Even had the intercom, GoPro holder. So my next job is to fit the pedal box, which has got a rod that extends over to the servo. I'll be keeping the servo. I've just placed that in there now. I've just been getting bits, because I've got so many bits, I've just got to dig through what's what, and there's all E36 and E30 bits, so I've got to try and make sure I know what's going where. So it has a Subaru Impreza steering rack, which has been converted to non-power assist, and it's had this made up, the column, to connect to, it's running a Corsa B electric power steering column. That's in the boot, I'll show you that in a minute. So this is all being measured, everything that's important is in the right position. The inner wings are all need a bit of fettling, just to get them in the right place. So I've got an original steel bonnet, steel wing, I've got steel wing on that side, we'll see that when we come round. Just so I can line everything up and make sure it's where it needs to be before I put the fiberglass wings on. And I've got an M3 front bumper because they look good. It's clean. This is very clean. There's just no rust on it. It's been in the garage for so long. It's a good one. It's a good shell, this. Going to the back, we've got the standard. They are 316 Ti calipers on the back, and discs. I mean, they were working fine the car they were on. I've put a stud and nut conversion on because I prefer them. It's got the Ti shafts on at the moment, but I will swap those over and put larger shafts because they're stronger. The front wheels have got 328i discs and calipers. They're a lot bigger, and they're readily available. I've got loads of them. Coilover suspension, not sure what that was, but it came with the car. Pedal box, essentials, coffee, flask for the garage. Diffs, I'm building diffs. I've got diff bits and plates and 4-plate conversions and limb slip diffs and all sorts. So I'm going to knock up a medium case, 188mm, 4.27 ratio, 4-plate limb slip diff for it. So that will be going on. So that will be pretty bulletproof. It can handle much more than the power it's going to get. Open the boot. came with loads of bits. A lot of that's Cosworth bits. The standard dash. That's the Corsa B or C steering column, which is all wired up and it just plugs straight in. Lights. That's the wiring loom that I took out. The car was pretty much all together when I got it. It was just accident damage, but I took everything out just to make it easier to repair. Now there is a dent just here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but that should pop out. And there is one under here, which should pull out, but it's on the bumper line anyway. I've got the bumper. Oh, it's not the bumper. No, it's not the bumper line. It's below the bumper. Bumper's on it. So hopefully that will pop out. Well, oh yeah, there's a carbon fibre boot which I've been trying to fill, but I don't think I'll use that. It's not ideal. I came with sump guard, tank guard. Yeah, this is where the rust is. So it's nothing really. It's actually peeled away down here where where it's been pulled straight. So I need to do some knocking about, fettling, re-weld it back up, and that'll be good as. That's the steel wing that I've put on it, which is from the original wing from the art car, which was airbrushed. So it's basically, I know it's an original BMW wing, so I know it's the right size. So when I put the other red wing on with the bonnet, it's going to be, I can line it all up so it's in the right place before I put the fiberglass ones on. And basically, that's about it. The engine is here. That's the M44 with the throttle bodies on. I mean, it looks a million miles away, but that will just slot in. It's got the e30 sump. I've done all the conversion on the front for the pulleys, so we don't have power steering anymore because we don't need it. So it's basically just running the water pump and the alternator. The pulleys are, so I had to make up. That was all off a M44 or M42, I can't remember now. That adjuster, I just made a bracket and turned it around and got a belt fitted eventually. I've got various bits of exhaust hanging about, and I'm going to get stuck into the pedal box. It's got the pedal box is remote. It has, that's one side, and then this goes the other side. A rod goes to that and pushes out to the servo, which is on the passenger side now, not on the driver's side. But because they were built left-hand drive, it's got a shaft that goes across, joins them together. Right, I will push on and I'll keep you updated. Right, it's pedal box in. It's yeah, some bolts at the top, bolts at the bottom. There's a bar. You can see the bar that runs across. If we go over this side. It's like a 90-degree lever. So if we push the brake pedal, it pushes the servo, the rod into the servo, which was also bolted in through that bracket. So hopefully that's not going to interfere with anything or be in the way. So now I can put the brake pipes on, as I've got the calipers on, and get all the brakes sorted out and sealed up and check they're all okay. So, partially a job done.